Did you know that some fruits labeled as healthy are actually increasing your risk of dementia after 60, and that other common affordable fruits work like natural shields against brain aging? Yes, what you put on your plate every single day can either silently protect or slowly destroy your memory, your mental clarity, and even your independence in the years ahead. And the most shocking part? It starts with choices as simple as the fruit you eat at breakfast. I'm Dr. Brad Westwood, and for over 25 years, I've specialized in brain health and cognitive aging. I've worked with thousands of men and women over 60 to keep their minds sharp, their memories strong, and their mental well-being balanced. During these decades, I've witnessed the devastating progression of memory loss, mental confusion, and loss of identity caused by dementia and Alzheimer's. In many cases, the silent warning signs were ignored, and inadequate nutrition was one of the main culprits. But I've also seen incredible turnaround stories where small changes in eating habits brought new life to the mind and restored mental clarity to patients who thought they'd lost it forever. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 fruits you must avoid after 60 because they directly damage your brain health. And I'll reveal the 5 most powerful fruits to protect your memory and prevent dementia according to the latest science. Before we dive in, I need to know where you're watching from. Drop your country in the comments below so I know this message is reaching people who need it. And if this is your first time here, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because every week I share brain health secrets that could add years of mental clarity to your life. Buckle up, because what you're about to discover today could change your cognitive health for years to come, and possibly even save your life, or the life of someone you love. Why fruit choice matters for your brain. The science has become increasingly clear. What we eat directly influences brain health, especially after age 60. At this stage of life, your body undergoes natural changes that affect metabolism, circulation, and the capacity for neuronal regeneration. And that's where nutrition comes into play as either an ally or an enemy. You've probably heard the term dementia, but many people still get confused about what it actually means. Dementia isn't a specific disease. It's a collection of symptoms that involve memory loss, difficulty thinking, disorientation, mood changes, and in more advanced cases, complete loss of independence. The most common form of dementia is Alzheimer's disease, which today affects over 6 million Americans, with that number growing every single year. And here's the most terrifying part. According to studies from the World Health Organization, up to 40% of dementia cases could be prevented with lifestyle changes. That includes proper nutrition, blood sugar control, quality sleep, and exercise. Nutrition plays a crucial role because the brain is an extremely sensitive organ to what enters your bloodstream. Some foods increase brain inflammation, promote accumulation of toxins like beta amyloid protein linked to Alzheimer's, and disrupt the circulation of oxygen and essential nutrients to the mind. On the other hand, certain foods, especially specific fruits, have the power to stimulate neurotransmitter production, fight free radicals, and protect nerve cells from damage. The difference between a healthy brain and one entering premature decline can literally be sitting in your kitchen fruit bowl right now. And that's why we're going straight to the point. What are the fruits you must avoid after 60 if you want to keep your mind sharp, your thinking quick, and your memory protected? If you're ready to protect your brain starting today, write the number 1 in the comments right now. The 5 fruits damaging your brain. The first fruit that deserves serious attention is the overripe banana. Despite being a source of potassium, when a banana becomes too ripe, its natural sugar levels, specifically fructose, increase dramatically. This gives it a high glycemic index, meaning it rapidly spikes blood sugar levels, and that is extremely dangerous for the brain after age 60. Constant glucose spikes are associated with brain inflammation, reduced cognitive function, and increased risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. What most people don't realize is that excess fructose specifically affects an essential area of the brain called the hippocampus, which handles memory and learning. I had a patient named Dorothy, 67 years old, who came to me complaining about increasingly frequent memory lapses. She was forgetting appointments, losing her train of thought mid-conversation, and feeling mentally foggy most afternoons. When I reviewed her diet, I found she was eating 2 very ripe bananas every single morning because she thought they were easier to digest. Those overripe bananas were spiking her blood sugar first thing in the morning and setting her up for cognitive decline all day long. Within 3 weeks of switching to less ripe, firm bananas with uniform yellow skin, her mental clarity improved dramatically. The ideal approach is to avoid bananas with dark skin and overly soft texture. Choose ones that are less ripe, firm, with uniform yellow peel. Remember, even healthy fruits, if chosen incorrectly, can accelerate mental deterioration. The second fruit on the list might seem refreshing and harmless, but it poses a real risk to brain health for people over 60. I'm talking about watermelon. Watermelon has high water content, which is excellent for hydration. However, it also has an extremely high glycemic index. This means that when consumed, it releases large amounts of sugar into the bloodstream rapidly, and this glucose spike can be harmful to the aging brain. When blood sugar levels rise sharply, your body produces more insulin to balance it out. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, a major risk factor for neurodegenerative diseases. Multiple studies have already linked this process to increased risk of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's. What makes it worse is that watermelon is often consumed in large quantities, especially during hot weather, which compounds the problem even further. This doesn't mean you have to eliminate it completely, but it's essential to consume it with moderation. Avoid eating it alone and always combine it with some source of fiber or protein like seeds or plain yogurt to reduce the glycemic impact. The secret is making fruit an ally and not a silent enemy of your memory. The third fruit has a reputation for being healthy, appealing, easy to find, and often present in juices and salads. But for people over 60, it can be danger in disguise. I'm talking about grapes. Yes, grapes are rich in antioxidants like resveratrol, which provide health benefits. But the problem lies in the amount of natural sugar concentrated in each serving, especially when consumed in excess or in juice form. A glass of whole grape juice can contain as much sugar as a regular soda. And unlike fresh fruit, juice doesn't contain fiber that slows glucose absorption. As a result, sugar passes directly into the bloodstream, causing spikes that affect the brain. These constant spikes are toxic to neurons, promoting silent brain inflammation and accelerating cognitive deterioration over time. If you're going to consume grapes, choose purple or dark ones in moderation, and always with the skin and seeds, which is where the protective compounds are found. And avoid prepared juices as much as possible, even natural ones. Remember, what protects in small doses can be harmful when overdone. The next two fruits are among the most consumed in many parts of the world. Unfortunately, they're also among those that most destabilize the brain when consumed in excess by people over 60. We're talking about mango and papaya, starting with mango. Sweet, juicy, and rich in vitamins, yes, but also extremely high in natural sugars. Its glycemic index is high, and when ripe, it acts almost like a sugary dessert. Eating a large mango at breakfast, for example, can spike blood sugar and cause that feeling of mental sluggishness and fatigue throughout the entire day. Papaya, while helping the intestines, is also very sweet and is usually consumed first thing in the morning, which intensifies the glycemic impact. The sugar that's released quickly into the blood interferes with neuronal function and concentration capacity, especially in those who already have some degree of insulin resistance. Now imagine the brain of a person aged 65 or 70 exposed to this type of stimulus daily. Over time, this creates an ideal environment for degeneration of neural connections, affecting memory, concentration, and reasoning speed. The advice is simple. If you're going to consume these fruits, eat small portions combined with fiber or protein, like oatmeal or plain yogurt, and if possible, vary with fruits that are less aggressive to the brain, which you'll learn about in the next sections. If you've made it this far and you're realizing you've been eating these fruits wrong, write the number 2 in the comments so I know you're paying attention and ready to make changes. The 5 fruits that protect your brain. Just as some fruits accelerate brain aging, others have the power to protect and strengthen the brain, especially after age 60. Compounds like antioxidants, flavonoids, and vitamins present in certain fruits help fight free radicals, reduce inflammation, and keep neural connections active. Additionally, they promote circulation in the brain and stabilize glucose levels, preventing spikes that harm memory and concentration. These fruits are simple, affordable, and if consumed regularly, can become a true shield against dementia. Now that you understand how foods can protect your brain, let's look at the fruits that offer this benefit the most. The first fruit on the list is small but powerful, the blueberry. This fruit is one of the most studied when it comes to brain protection. Rich in anthocyanins, a type of natural antioxidant, it fights the action of free radicals, molecules that damage neurons and accelerate mental aging. Studies show that regular consumption of blueberries can improve short-term memory, motor coordination, and even brain plasticity, meaning the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections. I had a patient named Margaret, 71 years old, who was terrified she was developing Alzheimer's like her mother had. She couldn't remember where she parked her car, forgot names of people she'd known for years, and would walk into rooms and completely forget why she went there. I put her on a protocol that included a half cup of fresh blueberries every single morning with plain yogurt. Within 6 weeks, her memory recall improved so dramatically that she called me crying tears of joy. She said it felt like a fog had lifted from her mind. Additionally, blueberries have a low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause blood sugar spikes, making them a safe option for those over 60 who want to maintain their mental health. You can eat them alone, with natural yogurt and salads, or even frozen. The important thing is to include them in your diet regularly. A little bit every day is enough to reap the benefits. The second fruit is widely known and easy to find: the orange. More than just a source of vitamin C, oranges contain a special group of compounds called citrus flavonoids that have been linked to significant improvements in memory, concentration, and cognitive function in older adults. These compounds act directly on the brain, promoting better cerebral blood circulation and reducing inflammation, two essential factors for maintaining sharp mental functions after 60. Additionally, flavonoids help protect neurons against oxidative stress, one of the main causes of brain degeneration over time. Studies show that daily consumption of natural orange juice, without sugar and with pulp, can improve brain activity in regions linked to memory and reasoning. It's recommended to consume the whole fruit, including the pulp, to preserve fiber and balance blood sugar release. This protects not only the mind but also the body overall. The third fruit has an intense color, a striking flavor, and one of the greatest anti-inflammatory powers among natural foods: the pomegranate. Pomegranate is rich in polyphenols, especially punicolagens, compounds with potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory action. And this is crucial because chronic inflammation is one of the main causes of brain aging and neuron degeneration over the years. Research shows that pomegranate extract can protect brain cells from oxidative stress, reduce formation of toxic plaques associated with Alzheimer's, and even improve memory in older adults. Additionally, its compounds help preserve the integrity of connections between neurons, maintaining more efficient brain communication, which is essential for mental clarity and quick thinking. It can be consumed in moderation as natural juice or simply by eating its seeds. The important thing is for this fruit to be part of your regular diet. The fourth fruit is the cherry. Maintaining good blood circulation in the brain is essential to ensure that neurons receive oxygen and nutrients constantly, and one fruit that contributes enormously to this is the cherry. Cherries are rich in anthocyanins and natural melatonin, two substances with potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory action. These compounds help protect blood vessels that irrigate the brain, promoting cerebral flow and reducing the risk of micro-injuries like small silent strokes that affect memory without giving immediate signals. Additionally, regular consumption of cherries is associated with better sleep quality, a factor directly linked to mental health, memory consolidation, and reasoning capacity. The ideal is to consume fresh fruit, but it's also possible to enjoy its benefits in frozen or dried versions, as long as they don't contain added sugar. Small portions in your daily routine can make a huge difference in preserving your cognitive capacity over the years. The last fruit on this list not only protects the brain, but also helps control one of the biggest culprits of mental health problems after 60: excess blood sugar. We're talking about the apple. The apple is rich in quercetin, a flavonoid with antioxidant properties that acts directly on protecting brain cells. This substance reduces inflammation, fights free radicals, and strengthens vessels that irrigate the brain. Additionally, apples contain soluble fibers like pectin, which help stabilize blood glucose levels, avoiding spikes that can affect cognitive function. Keeping blood sugar under control is one of the most effective ways to prevent memory loss and progression of diseases like Alzheimer's. Studies show that regular apple consumption is associated with better performance in memory and learning tests, especially in the elderly. Always choose fruits with skin, where most protective compounds are concentrated. They can be eaten raw, baked, or combined with oatmeal or nuts for a complete and functional snack. If you've made it this far and you're ready to add these 5 brain-protecting fruits to your diet starting today, write the number 3 in the comments. How to eat fruit the right way. Now that you know which fruits to avoid and embrace, Let me teach you how to eat fruit to maximize brain protection and minimize glucose spikes. Even healthy fruit becomes problematic if eaten incorrectly. First, never eat fruit alone on an empty stomach, especially over 60. Natural sugars enter your bloodstream rapidly without anything slowing them down, causing glucose spikes that damage your brain. Always pair fruit with protein or healthy fat like Greek yogurt, nuts, almond butter, or cheese. This slows sugar absorption and stabilizes blood sugar. Second, eat whole fruit, not juice. Even fresh juice removes fiber crucial for slowing absorption. 1 glass of orange juice contains sugar from 4 oranges without fiber. That's a massive spike. Eat the whole orange instead. Third, portion control matters after 60. Your metabolism has slowed and insulin sensitivity decreased. Stick to 1 serving at a time, half a cup of berries, 1 medium apple, or about 15 grapes maximum. Fourth, timing matters. Eat fruit earlier in the day when metabolism is active. Avoid fruit late at night when metabolism slows. Fifth, rotate variety. Don't eat the same fruit daily. Different fruits contain different protective compounds. Blueberries, oranges, pomegranates, cherries, and apples work through different mechanisms. Rotation gives comprehensive protection. I had a patient, Robert, 73, doing everything right, but still having blood sugar issues and brain fog. He was eating 3 fruit servings at once in morning smoothies. Even right fruits, wrong quantity and method. We switched to 1 serving of berries with yogurt at breakfast and 1 apple with almond butter as afternoon snack. Within 2 weeks, blood sugar stabilized and mental clarity improved dramatically. The lesson? It's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. The foods destroying your brain health. While we're talking about protecting your brain, I need to warn you about other foods that are devastating to brain health after 60. First, processed sugars and refined carbohydrates like white bread, pastries, and cookies cause massive glucose spikes worse than any fruit. They promote inflammation and accelerate cognitive decline. Second, processed meats like bacon and deli meats contain nitrates linked to increased dementia risk. Third, trans fats in fried foods and many packaged snacks promote brain inflammation. Fourth, excessive alcohol damages neurons and disrupts sleep, crucial for memory. And fifth, artificial sweeteners have been linked to increased dementia risk despite seeming healthy. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods, vegetables, brain-protecting fruits, wild-caught fish, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. The closer food is to its natural state, the better for your brain. Other ways to protect your memory. Eating the right fruits is powerful, but other lifestyle factors work together with nutrition to protect your brain. When combined, the effect multiplies. First, quality sleep. During deep sleep, your brain's glymphatic system clears toxic proteins, including beta amyloid linked to Alzheimer's. Without 7 to 8 hours nightly, toxins accumulate and accelerate decline. Second, regular exercise. Physical activity increases brain blood flow, stimulates new neuron growth, and improves insulin sensitivity. Even 30 minutes of walking 5 days weekly significantly reduces dementia risk. Third, mental stimulation. Your brain needs challenges. Learn new skills, read, do puzzles, learn languages. Use it or lose it is true for your brain. Fourth, stress management. Chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol that damages the hippocampus. Find ways to manage stress through meditation, nature time, or social connection. Fifth, social connection. Loneliness is a major dementia risk factor. Regular, meaningful interaction keeps your brain active and reduces stress. And sixth, avoid toxins. Don't smoke, minimize alcohol, be careful with medications affecting cognition. Your aging brain is extremely sensitive to toxins. When you combine the right fruits with these factors, you create comprehensive brain protection that can keep your mind sharp for decades. Your brain deserves better. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You've taken several important steps on the path to protecting what matters most, your mind. I'm Dr. Brad Westwood, a specialist in brain health and healthy aging. I've spent over 25 years working with men and women fighting to maintain their memory, concentration, and independence. And I can confirm without any doubt that what you choose to eat can be your best ally or your worst enemy. Today, you learned that some fruits, even though they seem healthy, can compromise brain health if consumed without moderation or at the wrong ripeness. On the other hand, you also discovered which fruits are true natural shields against dementia and how to include them safely and intelligently in your routine. And now I want to know, did you make it to the end? Comment below with the word memory just so I know you stayed with me until the end of this video and that this information was valuable to you. Don't forget to hit the like button. This helps us get this message to more people who also need to take care of their brains. And of course, share this with someone in your family or that friend who needs to start thinking about the future of their mind. And remember, it's never too late to change. What you keep in your refrigerator could be the first step to preserving your identity, your autonomy, and your story. Your brain has been trying to tell you something. The question is, are you finally ready to listen? I'm Dr. Brad Westwood, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay sharp and protect that beautiful brain of yours.